On problems 11 through 16, we're using this information in this graph to help us answer. It says that triangle ABC is shown in an XY coordinate plane, and we want to rotate that triangle 180 degrees. It says clockwise, but remember it doesn't matter direction when you're going 180 degrees. It does tell us which point we're rotating around, and it's not the origin. It's the point -2,5. But I want you to notice that -2,5 is one of the vertices of the triangle. That means we're rotating around point B. And we're creating the image triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. We want to determine whether each of these listed features, 11 through 16, will either be will or will not be the same as the corresponding features on the original triangle. So in other words, will the coordinates of B prime be the same as B or not the same as B? Will the coordinates of C prime be the same or not the same as C? Okay, so you're just choosing A or B, will or will not. So first of all, let's talk about rotating 180 degrees around point B. Remember, if we're rotating around that point is not changing. And so I'm taking that triangle, I'm going to use some patty paper just to visualize that for you. I'm taking that and I'm turning 180 degrees, and that point B is staying exactly the same. So this would be a fourth of a turn, and then another fourth of a turn makes 180. But remember, what you need to understand is that the original point A, the point I'm rotating around, and my image point A have to make a 180 degree line, right? The point C, the point I'm rotating around, and the point C prime have to make that 180 degree angle as well, so a straight line. So this is where the rotation would be located. So, did the coordinates of B to B prime, did they change? No, since we're rotating around B, that coordinate is not going to change. So for number 11, you should say will be the same. So choice A for number 11. For number 12, C did change under the rotation. So C did not stay the same. Only the point you're rotating around will stay the same. So choice B should be chosen for number 12. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the other ones without the patty paper. So remember, a rotation is what we call a rigid motion. Rigid motions do not change the size or the shape of a figure. It creates a congruent figure. So it preserves distance, it preserves angle measure. So when we talk about perimeter, that's the distance around a figure. So we just add up all the lengths of the sides. So the perimeter of the original triangle will not be any different than the perimeter of the image triangle, since the side lengths did not change. You'd be adding the same three numbers. So these will be the same. The perimeter of the image and the perimeter of the original are exactly the same. Same thing for the area. Since the lengths of the sides did not change, the area, the inside space, is not changing either. So this will also be the same. Remember that rigid motions preserve angle measure, so none of those angles changed any degrees either. B prime would be the same as B, A prime the same measure as A, and C prime has the same measure as angle C. So this will be the same as. Now let's look at the slope of AC. Remember, our rotation carried our triangle and made it look like this. Okay, so let's look at the slope of AC. AC is this line right here, and then this line, A prime, C prime. Remember, same slope would mean that those lines are parallel, and they are parallel in this case. And so they do have exactly the same slope. AB and A prime, B prime would have the same slope because they're on the same exact line. BC and B prime, C prime would have the same slope because they're on the same line. So all of the image segments have the same slope as the original. So that is the same as well. So the only one that was not the same as on this one is point C. So on your test, really make sure that you pay attention what point you are rotating around, and really pay attention to the direction, how many degrees, all those things, and really pay attention to what's being asked for here. But just remember, rigid motions preserve distance, they preserve angle measure, so the area, the perimeter, and the angle measures are not changing. So really pay attention to that.